We're talking to Emma Smit. She is a grade 2 teacher at the VHU Berg School in Paarl, and she's also a master's student in our faculty. So welcome, Emma. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know I can imagine being a full-time teacher and a master's student can be quite time-consuming. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Elise.
So we're going to start. I want to just ask you, how did you decide to become a teacher?
I think I've really always known I wanted to be a teacher. I myself had some learning difficulties when I was at school. I had to go to arbeidstherapeut and a speech therapist. So my foundation phase teachers really played a very important role in my life to help me catch up on those difficulties or developmental delays that I had. And they really guided my mom in helping me. And here I am, I'm a master's student. I love academics. So it just showed you, if you have the right teacher who has a passion and who wants to help you, then your learners in your class can really achieve anything. So I think that ignited my love for teaching from a young age.
Sure, nice. Cool background story. I want to ask you, after completing your undergraduate degree, did you go directly into teaching?
Yes, so I had to start teaching because I needed a salary. So I decided to start teaching. I started my teaching career in Mitchell's Plain as a grade 2 teacher, but I started with my honors degree simultaneously. So I was, from the beginning of my career, I've been studying and working.
Sure, that must be quite difficult. So quickly tell us, just say how does the honors degree work? So don't you have to attend classes while being in a school? How does it work?
They actually recommend that you work and study at the same time because the one really feeds the other one. Out of my personal experiences, I could use what happened in my class for my study, and it also helped me to formulate my questions and things. So yeah, I would recommend that you study and work. But how it works is you have everything online. And then even before Corona, we were doing the distance learning. And you would only attend class in the June holiday and in January before the school started. So it's really accommodating. And I did it over 2 years, which I also really recommend if you're a full-time teacher. So it was really doable. And the lecturers were really supportive in accommodating you. So I just did a general foundation phase honors degree. Like I previously, when we discussed it, teaching is one of the only degrees that is a 4-year degree but doesn't include your honors automatically, like for example engineering or BSc. So yeah, I decided just to do a general one. So we could choose in our course, do you want to focus on mathematics or do you want to focus on language? And at that point in my life where I was teaching, my focus lied with mathematics. So I decided to focus on that.
Okay, cool, nice. And now with your master's degree, I don't know if your topic is set yet, but what is the idea? What is your topic of your master's thesis?
So like all master's students will know, it's ever changing. But I have decided to focus on literacy. So because I taught in Mitchell's Plain and then I went to taught in Vietnam, and then I started teaching in South Africa again. I've always taught students that are being taught in a language that is different than their mother tongue. So I've always taught in English. I'm starting at Afrikaans school now, but that's my first time ever teaching in Afrikaans.
Sure.
But so I've really developed an interest in how to support learners who's not mother tongue speakers, and taking into consideration their culture and their backgrounds and how it is supposed to inform your teaching. So my topic now is supporting millennial teachers like myself in becoming culturally responsive in their own teaching. So taking into consideration where your children come from, what is their like culture's learning style, how do their parents convey knowledge to them, all those things, and incorporating it into your own literacy teaching. So that's my topic.
That sounds very interesting. And I mean, your background is perfect for that, having taught in Mitchell's Plain and then in Vietnam, and now you're going to your new Afrikaans school.
Yeah.
That sounds very interesting. And then I want to, sorry, go on.
No, it's a really culturally responsive teaching is a really cool subject, and if anyone's interested in it, you can simply like type it into Spotify, and there's so many like cool podcasts you can listen to.
Oh, nice. So jumping onto that, your podcast that you just mentioned, or the podcast, you started your own educational platform called Growing Minds here. So can you tell us a bit about that? Where did it come from? How did you start it?
So we are all living in a social media age, and myself as a young teacher, I often went to Instagram and Facebook and things for ideas. But when I went on to those platforms, I always saw American teachers with these massive classrooms and all these resources and all the space and doing flexible seating and everything. And I never saw people that are teaching in my own context. Like at that point, I was teaching in Mitchell's Plain and later at my other school, and I didn't see anything I could relate to. So I wanted to create a platform where teachers my age, who's starting out, who's a newbie teacher, could go on and really just see a context that they could relate with and struggles that they could relate to. Like, I don't know everything and I'm still learning a lot. So I just wanted to create a community where people can come and ask questions and share ideas. And I've been doing it now for 2 years. And it's growing, and I love seeing people engaging with me and with each other. And also I've started creating resources that I sell and share. And every Friday we give away a freebie for teachers that don't necessarily have extra cash to spend on resources. So then they can get nice resources for free. And my long-term goal is to host workshops and podcasts to share ideas and just build a community of educators.
Sure, that sounds fantastic. I saw, I follow you on there, and I saw you have about 1,800 followers on Instagram, which is quite impressive, I think, for an educational platform.
Thank you very much. And we also have a Facebook page where all the Tannies are on. So that's also really nice.
Sure, and now you also have a website, right?
Yes, I have like a little online shop where I sell my resources also.
Cool. So can you just tell everyone who's watching just where can they find you on social media?
I think the best is to go onto Instagram and you can just search Growing Minds here, or you can go to Facebook, Growing Minds here also, or if you want to email me, it's growingmindshere@gmail.com.
Great. Cool. Thank you. And then I have a few, maybe two more questions, one more question. Why would you encourage someone to study education and become a teacher?
I think, to be honest, I think it's so important. I think to be a well-rounded teacher, you have to be a lifelong learner. And I know academics isn't everyone's things. I have friends that always laugh at me when I send them academic articles. So you don't have to be someone that wants to study. You can enrich yourself in other ways, like talking to friends or listening to podcasts or YouTubing things, but just being a lifelong learner. But also going into academics, doing your honors, doing short courses, maybe doing your masters, is such an enriching experience because it really makes you look critically at yourself and your own practice. And also it makes you question things. And that is so important because education is something that needs to be questioned. It needs to be evaluated because the children that were in our classes 10 years ago isn't the same child that's sitting in your class now. And it's also not the same child that will be sitting in your class in 10 years. So we have to evaluate, we have to evolve. Yeah, it's really important. And I think for myself, it has broadened my thinking so much. Like, I can't just take a reading book anymore and give it to my children without asking myself, is this relevant? Are they going to see themselves in this book? Or is it totally removed from their context? That's just something little, but yeah, like I just want to be like study for everyone. I really want to motivate everyone to do it.
Yeah, and like you said, when we spoke before we started this meeting, not all teachers go on to study and continue their postgraduate studies. So it's nice that you say that you actually learn quite a bit, that you can incorporate in your teaching. I like that.
Yes, and it's really, I understand that academics and studying formally isn't everyone's thing, and that's really okay. But there's so many amazing platforms where you can do a mini course, or you can just watch a webinar, or you can, like, literally any topic that you are interested in teaching, you can type into Spotify or into YouTube, and there will be something for you. So there's really not a reason not to know anymore.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we hope to see your Spotify podcasts or webinars or YouTube videos when we type that into YouTube sometime soon. So Emma, thank you so much for joining us today, and yeah, good luck with your studies and good luck with your new job, and good luck with the new term coming up.
Thank you. You too. Have a lovely day.